Alrighty, here we go for our homework. Let's see, I know some of you have problems with these word problems, but I would like you guys to practice them. You know, I'm going to do number 4 with you guys. But these ones, I would like you to try yourself. Find the key information and then find the words that tell you what kind of math you're doing. So key information, what kind of math are you doing? Also think of this one as time. So half of 90 minutes is how many minutes? Alright, number 4 says, 1/4 of the guests gathered in the living room. What fraction of the guests did not gather in the living room? And what percent of the guests did not gather in the living room? So, here we go. We have 1/4 of the guests, and this is number 4. 1/4 of the guests gathered in the living room. So we could, here's our different rooms, and here's a living room, 1/4 gathered there. Now, everyone else is in, maybe if these people are in the kitchen, these people are in the dining room, these people in the backyard. These guys are not in the living room. So what fraction of the guests did not gather in the living room? So how many do we have altogether? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many are not in the living room? We have 1, 2, 3 are not in the living room. Now percentage-wise, if you think in quarters, because that's kind of how we do it with 4s, if you have 4 quarters, you have $1. What if you only have 1, 2, 3 quarters? How much money do you have? 75 cents, but we're doing percentage, and that is your answer. Notice how I put a comma here, so when you type it out, when you type it out, you'll hit the 3 button, this slash button, 4, then put a comma, then a space, and then 75%. This is how your answer should be typed out for number 4. Alright, that's number 4. I'm just going to erase it and start with number 6. And number 6 says, to what decimal is this arrow pointing? What mixed number is this? So decimal, we know that we're in negatives. So I'm just going to write it here. We're at 8.9 and this is negative 8.8. And let's just count these tick marks. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10. So we had a problem like this, I think on the last lesson on 77. And remember I said this is like, it's 8.91, 8.92, 8.93, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that's what it's like. So this one would be pointing to negative 8.9, and this is the first tick mark, 1. Hopefully you can see that. So that is our decimal, and then I'm going to put a comma when I type it in, and a mixed number. So remember, hopefully I put in the negative. Put in that negative. Big numbers on the outside, so that's, or numbers on the outside is our big number. The number that's on this side of the decimal, because it's 8 and 91, so that 91 goes on top. And 8 and 91 hundredths, because this is our tenths place, this is our hundredths place. So I'm going to write it again on how you need to type it. So you do that little negative sign, which is on the top right hand of your keyboard, 8.91, comma, and then space, and then that negative sign again, and then 8, and then a space. You know what, this isn't going to work in this space, so just pretend that's a space. So negative 8, then a space, 91, and then that dash 100. This is how you write that second part of your answer. I know it doesn't exactly go as we do it on paper, but that is how we type it in. So make sure you type it in that way with the negatives, decimal, comma, all that good stuff. Alrighty, next one I'm doing with you is number 17. I'm going to move my book out of the way so I can do more problems here on the paper. Number 17, which some of you said you were having trouble with dividing, and some of you said you're having trouble dividing with money. So this is a perfect one for those of you having trouble with those things. No division, I know can be difficult, but we need to know our multiplication tables, which I think is part of the difficult part of it. If you don't know your multiplication tables, you don't know how many times something goes into another number. So here we go. We have 6 on the outside, and we have $34.56. So with money, the first thing I do is I put my $sign and my decimal up here first, because those are going to stay with this answer no matter what. No matter what our answer is, we need to have the money and the decimal in the correct position. Now, 6 can't go into 3, but it can go into 34. And I'm just going to do this so I can keep better track of where my digits are going. So, and then next one is 5, and there we go. So 6 goes into 34. You can count by 6s, and I'm pretty sure it is 5, because 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 6 times 5 equals 30. Remember, this number here can't be bigger than this number. You can't subtract a bigger number. Not right now. So this number has to be smaller than this top number. Big number goes on top. This number has to be smaller. So, and then we subtract. So we subtract 0 from 4. We get 4, and the 3's cancel each other out. And then we bring down our 5. So 6 into 45. And 6 times 7 is 42. Again, this is when it helps to know your multiplication table. Maybe you don't know that. Maybe you forgot 6 times 7 is 42, but you guys all know your 7 song. But hey, maybe you forgot. You can do, if you know 6 times 6 is 36, then you just add 6. So 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Okay, 6 times 7, 42. You can always work your way from what you know. So if you know 6 times 5 is 30, you just add 6 twice, if that makes sense. Now we subtract. We're going to do 2 subtracted from 5, which gives us 3, and these 4 cancel each other out. And then we bring down that 6. And now we've already been talking about it. 6 goes into 36 6 times, because 6 times 6 is 36. Subtract it, and we have nothing left over. So our answer then is $5.76. So that is how you divide, and this is where we put our money sign and decimal point. We just bring it right up to where it was. It probably helps to write it bigger and more clearly so you have more space to do that, because this isn't normally how I would write on this whiteboard. It's too big, this bigger writing than I normally do, so you might need to take the time to make this space work for you on your piece of paper. Or if you have graph paper, it's already got the boxes for you, that might help. Alright, next I'm doing actually, I think I skipped one. I was going to do number 10. Sorry about that. Number 10. It's a clock here, and it says it's late afternoon, which means it's in the PMs. So late afternoon means we can already get rid of those AM options. when the minute hand turns 360 degrees, what time will it be? So I'm going to use my pencil for this. So the minute hand is the big hand. Yep. So it's going to turn 360 degrees. Now remember, let's see, from there to there is 90 degrees. From there, oops, to there is, what 9 and 9 is? 120 degrees. No, 180, sorry. 180. Hold on. From here to here is 270. And from here all the way around back to there is 360. Oops. So we're going 360 around the clock. We're just going around 1 whole hour. So let's figure out the time first. The hour hand is on the 5. Don't write in your books. I'm just doing it because I'm the teacher. And the minute hand, you have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and it's on the 56. And remember, it's late afternoon, which means it's afternoon, which means it's PM. And the answer is D. Please do not write in your books. I'm only doing it because I'm the teacher and I didn't want to write this clock down on my whiteboard. Do not write in your books. All right, that was number 10. Now I'm doing 26. And then I'll do 29 and 30. So 26 is F times 3 squared equals 108. So the first thing we need to do is figure out what 3 squared is. 3 times 3 is 9. So F times 9 equals 108. Sometimes you might see this as 9F. They're the same thing. F times 9 is the same as 9 times F. So what we do whenever we need to, we kind of figure it as like equaling out this equation. This equal sign, we want to make sure this side, the F, is equal to this side. So we have to do the opposite of what it's asking. So it's telling us to multiply. The opposite of that is division. Correct, division. So I'm going to put my 9 on the outside, my 108 on the inside, and my 9 can't go into 1, but it can go into 10, so I'm going to divide that up to keep my digits clear. 9 goes into 10 one time because 9 times 1 equals 9. Remember, this number cannot be bigger than that top number. So 9 subtracted from 10 is 1. Bring down that 8. 9 goes into 18 2 times because 9 times 2 equals 18. And we have nothing left over. So F is equal to 12. And the same thing, if this was like a subtraction, if it said subtract, then you're going to do the opposite of that, which is add. If this said add, you're going to do the opposite of that, which is subtract. So whatever this says to equal it out, you need to do the opposite. Our answer is F equals 12. And there's some more division. Hopefully more examples are helping you guys. All right, number 29. Oops. 29 says name the transformations that would move, let's see, triangle ABC to where, and it's dotted, triangle WXY. So imagine that these are the same exact triangle. We want to make this go there. So that was the same as I did in the examples. Let's see. These are triangles. So we need to, and let me go back to that page, which was what, 4 something, lesson 73. And I have it open in my book, so you guys should have it open in your book whenever you have these problems. So I need to flip it. Flip is a reflection. And then I need to slide it on over. And a reflection, or a slide, is called translation. So, reflection, you flipped it over, so you turned it over, and then you slid it on over, whoop, translation. So reflection, comma, translation. If you did translation, then reflection, same thing, you're gonna get the same answer. All right, and I just dropped my lid. Last one is number 30, which says, the first 4 multiples of 18 are, let's see, 18, 36, 54, and 72. So these are the first 4. So this means 18 times 1 times 2 times 3 times 4. And actually I'm just going to set you up on number 30 because you can do the math yourself. Now it wants to know, what are the first 4 multiples of 180? So if you think about it, then 180 times 1, 180 times 2, 180 times 3, 180 times 4 is how you're going to get your answer. Oops, that one disappeared. And remember what I said about the zeros. When you're multiplying, that 0, he's going to go hang out and do something by himself. And then he's going to join his friends later. So you got 180. What do you think you're going to do for the next ones? So I gave you the first one. The first multiple of 180 is 180. Then you need to figure out the next 3 and type that in. So please let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to help you. And good luck.